And we're back. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the Power is Now Real Estate Roundtable. With me today is Darren Blomquist, who is the Vice President of Market Economics at auction.com, one of the largest distress marketplaces in the country. And Darren, we appreciate your time this morning. We're in the final stretch. I know you got a hard stop coming up. And so we're going to play shotgun here with questions. And the first one is, based on this data that you've shared with us, what should investors in real estate do? What strategies should they think about? And maybe even buyers, first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, what should they do?
Yeah, I think, even though foreclosure volume is muted, it's still there, and there's still opportunity there. And we do see, I talk to a lot of our buyers who have found great opportunities. And especially if you are willing to take on highly distressed properties, there are discounts available for investors. And those are the kind of properties we have on our platform is a lot of times is those highly distressed properties. And so there is inventory there. It's not as big as it was in 2019 and certainly not as big as it was in 2009, but it's there and available. And we actually are seeing more even first time, or I would say owner occupant buyers purchase properties off of auction.com. And that I think ties in our last survey, 13% of our buyers said they were owner occupants, which was actually, it doesn't sound like a lot, but for these kind of properties that don't have financing available, often require cash payment, it's somewhat surprising. And in our REO segment specifically, it was up to over 20% of the buyers said they were owner occupants. So there's opportunities for owner occupants. And one of the opportunities I see that ties into that with agents, and I've talked to some agents who use auction this way, is they have buyers who have come to them and said, I found this property on auction.com. I want to purchase it. And auction.com doesn't always, there is sometimes a commission for buyer's agents. I can't say it's always there on auction.com, but even the agent I talked to, I'm thinking of a specific one in Birmingham, Alabama, who 7 years ago, she first learned about auction.com through one of her clients wanting to buy a property. And she was willing to help that client without a commission. But she said that turned into 10 sales, that one client, just because of the referrals she got from that client. So I think that's one opportunity for agents. And certainly if a property that you're listing is also listed on auction.com. One of the folks I talked to at NADP said they love their properties to be also concurrently listed on auction.com because you get the power of our marketplace on top of on what you're doing in terms of marketing the property. And so that's an opportunity for listing REO agents. And then the last thing I'd mention, and this was actually another person who was at NADP, who is, and Brandy referred to this earlier, moving upstream into the pre-foreclosure space. And sometimes that requires knocking on doors and going to these homeowners who haven't hit foreclosure yet or haven't gotten to the foreclosure auction, but the foreclosure is looming, and giving them options to try to save their home. But also one of those options may be to list their property for sale to at least avoid the foreclosure and walk away with equity. And actually this agent, if you want to check her out, she was featured in a Wall Street Journal article just, I think, last week about how she's doing that. And so that's definitely an opportunity, I think, for REO agents.
So Darren, just to be clear, the opportunities for agents to put their listings on the auction.com website is a free opportunity, right? An agent doesn't have to pay.
Yeah, to clarify on that, usually most agents' listings are put on auction.com by the servicer. So the servicer is listing the property with an agent, but then also concurrently putting out auction.com. But you actually bring up a great point. It's a little bit of a secret that I'll share with your audience is we have opened up the opportunity called Sell With Us, where individuals can list their properties on auction.com. If you go to the auction.com homepage, you'll see a Sell With Us button that we're testing out. And we've had a lot of agents contact contact us for that to list their properties on behalf of their sellers on auction.com. So it's a little bit of a test and learn phase for us right now, but that is an opportunity.
Darren, I want to give you the last word here. I know we're up against the clock here for you. And also my co-host, Brandy, and our guest, Steve, to have final thoughts. So let me start with you, Brandy, real quick, final thoughts. And again, Darren, thank you really for the time. Brandy.
Yes, thank you very much for all this information. And I did see you at NADP as well, so was able to hear what everyone was saying there. Just to clarify, we call that dual path when we have it on the servicers listed on auction.com, and we also list it on our MLS. Is auction.com also doing commercial and residential, just residential?
We do residential up to 4 units. Okay. But then we don't do larger commercial. A sister company of ours that used to be part of auction.com is spun off called 10X does, and now they're part of the CoStar family. They do commercial foreclosures.
And that's what I was going to ask. Short sales. Are you starting to see where you're going to actually put short sales on auction.com, or are they just going to be regular?
Yeah, I mean, there's just not, as you probably know, there's not a lot of actual short sales out there, but we do have a small pilot program of short sales that are on auction.com. It's probably pretty hard to find them because there's just not a lot going on. So we're doing a little bit of that, and we would expand that if the market expanded, but at this point, there's not a lot on there.
Thank you.
All right. Steve.
Yeah, it does make sense to me that auction.com will move towards retail space and direct homeowner sales, and the DOJ, NAR recent decisions have set the stage to sort of reshape a lot of the transaction process for real estate. So that would make sense. As an REO broker, we're very happy with the dual path marketing. And happy when buyers are properly vetted and we can get to sale the same way. So it's all good, and we appreciate the opportunities.
Darren, final word. Again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. And I want to invite you back to dive a little deeper into the opportunities for real estate agents to partner with auction.com. So can I get your commitment? You'll come back and spend some time with us.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
you so much for this opportunity.
Your final thoughts there on today's show, and comments you want to leave with our audience.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough 10 years basically in some ways for the distressed market, but I think there's still, even though we're working in a smaller market, there's still plenty of opportunity out there. I mean, the way that we look at it at auction.com is, I mentioned earlier that we are responsible for about 40 to 50% of the foreclosure auctions out there. Well, we want to be responsible for 100% of them. So even though the market is shrinking, there's an opportunity for us to grow through gaining market share. And so I guess the word for agents out there is look for those opportunities to grow that may not be just where you are relying on the market to lift you up and expand your business.
Darren, thank you so much for your time today on the Power is Now Real Estate Roundtable. If you are a real estate professional, I would highly recommend you go to auction.com and check out the opportunities there. Also, if you're thinking about getting into the REO business or you need support in REO, check out reobroker.com. Brandy Nelson is leading that organization and helping real estate agents who are in the REO space to get the business they want and to maximize the opportunities that exist in their market areas. If you have any comments or feedback on today's show, please put them in the space below in the chat room, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, and let us know your thoughts. Drop us an email at eric.frazier@thepowerisnow.com. And if you're interested in maybe having your own show having your own podcast, doing something similar to this yourself or your community, reach out to me. We have a program called the VIP Agent Program, and you can find that on our website at thepowerisnow.com. Go to About Us, and there you scroll down and you'll see Become a VIP Agent. There is a webinar, also a program book that explains everything we do to support real estate agents and becoming a media company, meaning having their own brand, having their own podcast, TV show, private label magazines. We do it all, folks. It's a done for you, A to Z, cradle to grave program for busy real estate professionals who want to be online in a professional way. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today on the Power is Now Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Eric Frazier. Remember, we are at our best and we maximize our success when we act now. The power is now.
The Power is Now magazines are the leading resource for real estate agents, mortgage bankers, entrepreneurs, and small home ownership businesses, providing leaders with business strategy information, resources, and tools through PIN, real estate, programming guide magazines. Stay up to the minute with real estate news and information from industry experts. Subscription is free. Sign up today. thepowerisnow.com. thepowerisnow.com.